Morning guys, Mark Ferrasci with Protect Dog Training, working on keeping after our Puppy Development 101. And a lot of this is starting to turn into basically letting you see me train the dog and starting to do that. But with that comes the development of maturity and change in attitude based on what you're using for your motivators, okay? We've got food as a motivator, we've got toys as a motivator, we have a lot of different little tricks that we use, and we'll even get into some compulsion coming up where there'll be some aversive, where I'm teaching the dog to work and I'm using frustration to get the dog to work. I'm not gonna shy away from any of these type of things because I'm a balanced dog trainer that believes in all that, and I understand how a dog learns to learn, okay? So that's the first goal, is to imprint and get going with the animal a pattern, which we've been working on, to establish the dog learning to learn, okay? And we're going to be using the powers of 2s and 3s and always getting him to stretch to this new thing that he's being learning, okay? So with Loki, our situation right now is that I'm sensing that he's checking out a lot and he's not really going after the food. That's a product of him being satiated and not having a really heavy hunger drive where he's really hungry, okay? A lot of trainers, there's some really good trainers out there that will work with food, and they will actually only feed the dog out of their hand, so they're getting their daily rations as far as their food intake from their hand, okay? And in doing that, that's going to create a lot more ravenous drive towards the food, and the dog gets used to you being his food bowl. So now you get this luring really heavy into things, and this is the sport trainers that really use this a lot. And in that regards, it changes, or it actually establishes a mental aspect in the dog's head that you are the food bowl, okay? So his drive getting into that's going to be a lot more pronounced. With me, I use food deprivation as well. That's what they call it, food deprivation. We're holding back food. It's not going to kill the dog. Keep in mind that we're always relating to the dog being a pack animal and what he's got to do to survive in the wild. Dogs will go 3-4 days without eating, okay? It's just Mother Nature's way. And if you ever watch them go out and do their kill, the pack takes down the kill and they gorge themselves. They pig out as much as they can, and they lay around like a pride of lions after that for a day or so until they finally get this instinct to be hungry, and then the pack will start moving and they'll be more into and more keen on going out and getting their kill. They'll go out and go after their first kill, and they may be a little bit lazy with it, whatever happens in Mother Nature, and they miss their first one. They might miss the second one, but by the third, fourth time, they're not going to miss that kill because they've got to eat, okay? And so that brings up that drive level to a point that, and then their keenness comes out to hunt, to go after their prey and to bring that down and to be able to survive, okay? So a dog is not going to, it's us that has this pattern of eating where we think the dog should have 3 meals a day and he's always getting fed. He's our little baby, okay? So in my world, I don't do that. I'm going to go ahead and hold back food, and I'm going to use food deprivation to my benefit in getting the dog to be conditioned and have the behaviors that I want in him in my environment. So that being the case, the way I do it is I hold back a meal maybe the night before, and then I work him in the morning with the hot dogs. That brings up his food drive enough that I can get it most of the time. With Loki, I haven't done that with him yet. I'm waiting for some maturity and growth and make sure that he's got a good stools and all this good stuff that we're dealing with puppy's health. But as he goes along, I may do that, but I'm probably only going to withhold the nightly meal before. Last night, I screwed up, I fed him, so I didn't get to do. My mind is thinking in this. My mind is thinking ahead, and I'm thinking, okay, training to me is, like I said, putting together a puzzle, that we're putting the pieces together, and we slowly put this thing together, okay? And it's important that we do it in the right way. So right now, I'm sensing that the dog is checking out more, and he's really not going after the food, and he's not giving me a lot. I need to bring up that food, that want for the food more. So I'm going to start robbing him of a meal the night before and seeing how that goes. If that doesn't go, I'll even do it a little bit more. I've got to imprint him with his food and the luring to get him doing what I want. Once that's established, I can back off of that a little bit, and I can bring in my toys and we can balance. Remember what we're doing? We're always this yin and yang that I'm talking about all the time. Everything's about a balance. So right now, that's what I'm sensing in Loki, that he's doesn't have enough food drive. I'm going to bring him out right now. We're going to work with him a little bit. If he keeps checking out on me, I'm going to probably go to toys, we'll quit, and then I'm going to start doing that food deprivation. I'll rob him of a meal the night before, and I'll start bringing up his keenness, his want for the food more by reducing his rations, okay? You could do it the other way, where a trainer goes out and only feeds him out of their hand, and they might work him 2-3 times a day, 4 times a day, and they're giving him food every session that he's got. Imagine where that dog's mental attitude's going to go, okay? That's what it's all about. So we can do this and we can manipulate these things to get what we need to get out of the animal, okay? So we'll talk about that more as we go along. Let me go ahead and bring him out, and I'm just gonna try to fall into this pattern, see how he's doing. And I'm looking to try to make sure that I have that food established as in my tool bag, just like I'm talking about the clicker. And the clicker is always going to be there for this as well. But that's that marker. That's that first marker that I need the food to be in there well enough, because I need it for luring so I can get the exactness that I need out of the obedience behaviors, okay? And I'm looking for a focused heel and a lot of attention. Even though I don't compete, I really get into conditioning animal to that degree. And who knows if I'm going to compete. There's PSA out there, there's Schutzen. I may find a time that I find the right animal and find the right bug that I really want to make that dog turn into a sport dog. But it's hard for me because I've been doing this for real for so long that I look for other things in the animal. I look for a dog that is going to be a companion dog and have a more well-rounded demeanor as far as how he carries himself out in public, and because I'm out to fulfill a function. He's either going to hit the street as a working dog, as a police dog, or he's going to be sold to a customer that I've got to work with that customer and make sure that that customer gets that customization at the end that they need in their environment, and they mesh this animal with them. That's a little different than a sport dog, okay? So we'll talk about it more as we go along. Let me go get Loki, I'll be right back. Now, you've been hearing this thing go silent when I walk away. It's because I got a mute button on this. So I'm gonna stop using that. I figured I'll let you guys hear this little noise and keep your ears tuned in. Hey, Loki, are you ready? Are you? Let's go. Yay, come on, let's go. Good boy, good. Loki, come on, yeah. Good boy, good. And Demas is in the cage, and he's barking and carrying on. If he doesn't stop, I'm gonna have to put him away. Good boy, all right, hup. Good boy. All right, good boy, good. But Demas is on the list too, huh? Yeah, good boy, good. Loki. Oh, good boy. You see how I did that? I called the dog's name, I paused a little bit, and I gave a lot of accent to my body language. I'm testing, I'm probing. We do that a lot when we're working the animal because it tells me where the dog's at, and I can evaluate to where I want him to go, because I've got to try to, again, grow this development, right? We're out to grow the dog's ability. Yep. Good boy, good boy, good. There you go. Yep. Good boy, good. There you go. Good boy. We're gonna do the same thing we did yesterday. We're gonna try to get him high on this to a point where he starts going after this almost with a prey type of a drive. And that's why we do this little chase games, right? Because it brings up drive. Good boy, good. He's going after my little thing. I got to get it out of the way. I plan on bringing the balls out and some toys, so that's why I've got these toys all loaded all over the place. Loki, good boy, good, yay. Yeah, so I can kind of sense it. I'm going to bring up his want for food by depriving him of a meal the night before and seeing how it goes. See how he kind of checks out like that? He doesn't have enough keenness and enough want for the food. So that being the case, I'm going to have to start depriving him of a meal the night before. I've been feeding him pretty good. I'm trying to make sure that he grows good, and I'm worried about his bone structure. This guy's so big and he grew so fast on me that I almost sense almost like a pano. Good boy. He's not limping real heavy or anything, but there's Loki. Nope. Come on, Loki. Loki. See how little I'm getting out of the food? So what I want you to be aware of is what we're talking about right now, how you assess things when you're doing your training program, and then evaluate it to come up with little tweaks in your training, okay? So in this regards, we're gonna tweak the food, the want for the food. So tomorrow, hopefully, you'll see a dog that's a lot more keener on the food. And when you see it, you'll understand why, okay? I'm gonna not feed him tonight, excuse me. That'll hold back, and by tomorrow morning, he should have a lot more keenness into this food, all right? So that's what I'm talking about when you're talking about assessing. You're constantly, that's why the journal is important to you. Remember I was talking about that journal? Good. Good. There you go. Are you ready? All right, let's get some turning. Come on, here you go. Good boy, good. Ah, that's a boy. That's my boy. Good. Loki. Loki. Good boy, good. Good. Way too little drive for the food, so we're going to go ahead and bring up that want. Good boy. And you guys could learn from that and do what some of these other trainers do. There's a brand of treat that they get in other states, Bill Jack, and I think it's a frozen. And they can actually make a clumpy type of a ball with it, where they can put into their treat bag. You notice I have a treat bag all loaded here, okay? And I use hot dogs, I don't have that. But you could do that too if you did enough research and figured out what you could do to try to create that in your program. Bring up want for the food, all right? Keenness. Being aware of it's the first thing. Looky, yep. Good boy, good. Being young, we're gonna keep it short and sweet. Always end on a positive. I'm going to bring out the toys. Now what I'm after here is the 2-ball, and I'm going to have to get Tina to film this because I can't pan and do the video. Yep. Good boy, good. Yay. Good boy, good. There you go. We go right back to the same thing, even with a ball, trying to keep life in the prey. That's what these ropes are all about. Good boy, good. I'm going to put this here. Loki, out. I stopped, yes, good boy. I stopped my playing with it, and I basically have the prey go dead. And I still have it in my hand, but the game is still relative, right? Looky out. Yes, good boy, good. There we go, good, all right. Good boy. Good boy, good. Loki out. Yes, he's knowing it right now that as soon as the prey dies, something else is going to change. So he's already automatically dropping and going to the other one. So we've got that established. Let me see if I can get him to figure this out. Loki, you're not going to be able to see this. It's probably off the screen. He's gone to get that one. Oh, Loki. Yay, good boy, good, yay. Loki out. Yes, good boy, good. And now instead of coming to me, I've got to get him to understand that it's going to go out. All right? Good boy, good. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and come clean in a respect. I've told you already that all this stuff is out there anywhere you want to go to learn and grow, okay? There's all kinds of knowledge on the internet through YouTube videos, through all kinds of ways. But there's also a site that I've done a lot of the studying. I've got a huge library, and I've talked about it before with Michael Ellis. And Leoberg is the name of the site. They do a lot of videos of Michael. And there's another gentleman that's one of Michael Ellis's proteges by the name of Forrest Mickey. And Forrest Mickey has a series out called The Healer's Toolbox 1, 2, and 3. And this really is my baseboard on all my training nowadays, even though I have a lot of other things in my bag of tricks. Ah, good boy, good. Because of the fact that I've been doing this for so many years, but I've really adopted that whole method of marker training and positive reinforcement and Michael Ellis's philosophies behind training. I think it's one of the better out there on the market now. There's other trainers that I go to their sites and do things like David Croyer is another one. He's a Schutzen trainer, ring sport trainer that I respect. Another one is, let me think here. David Croyer and, oh, of course, Mr. Mike Ritland. Mike Ritland's site's pretty cool too. There's a lot of people over there that really are laymen. They don't have a clue about dog training, and that's fine. Everybody's got to learn and grow. I didn't start doing this having a full book of knowledge in my head, and I still don't have that. I always learn and grow, and I'm always pushing to learn and grow, but we always learn. So I'd go ahead and give you those little factoids. You'll learn a lot. When I work with you as a customer, I'm teaching you this stuff, and it's in very much the same thing. Nope. So that being the case, you're going to be able to learn faster when I point you to that resource, and we talk the same terminology, the same words, and we're just all on the same page. And that's the education for you. That benefits me, and that's why I use that as my baseboard, and I don't shy away from that with my customers. So keep that in mind when you're watching me. And I think pretty much a lot of the trainers, the young guys coming up nowadays, have done that too, because this is a big godsend. Like I said, the internet and the knowledge we have available to us. I'll talk to you later. Mark Ferrasci with Loki. As we go through our puppy development, and you'll see more and more of him growing and changing as we go along. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.